right now. No, doubts will be taken after the session. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to write down your doubt in your notebook. Okay. And after session, teacher Mataji will give you the chance and you can raise your hand. Okay. You all are on mute because it will be like if everyone is speaking, then who will listen the teacher? है ना? That's why you all are on mute. Okay. The second thing is you have to write down your doubts. If you have any doubts will be taken after the session. Okay. Is it okay? Okay. And third instruction is you have to join with your name. Okay. Please join with your name. If like siblings are joining the session, like Arijit and her sister both are joining the session, so both of them have to join with their names, like Arijit and Bhavna. Okay. For example, Arijit's sister name is Bhavna. So Arijit have to join with Arijit and Bhavna in order to mark their attendance. Okay. Second instruction is you have to join with your names. Okay. And next instruction is please don't text inappropriate. Okay. You have to text regarding session. If you are having any doubt, you can DM your coordinators and your HOB. Okay. And where are our numbers? From where will you get the numbers of your HOB and coordinator? Tell me fast. From where? Okay. Arijit, do you want to say something? If you want to say something, you can raise your hand. Okay. Okay, so our numbers are there in the description of the group. Okay, you have to go to the group from where you got the link. Okay, you have to go to the description of the group. There is mentioned our numbers. Okay, your HOB is Shilpi ma'am, that is me, and your facilitator is Spurti Huli ma'am. Okay, you can contact both of them. Okay, by texting. And please don't text inappropriate. You have to switch on your video. You have to raise your hand if you are having any doubt. Okay, doubts will be taken after the session. Is it clear to everyone? Instructions are clear? Should we start? Instructions clear? Should we start? Are you all excited? Okay. Okay, ma'am is here. Hare Krishna, ma'am.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Shilpi Mataji. So, yeah, thank you so much. I'll take over from here. So, very good evening to everyone. Am I visible? Thumbs up. And is my audio clear to everyone? Okay. All right. So, all of you had attended the orientation? Okay. So, our topic for today, as you all know, it is going to be Gurukul and Vedas. Okay. My name is Riddhi Agarwal. I'll be your teacher Mataji for the next 3 months. We're going to have, a fun learning session for the next 3 months. You will learn a lot about Bhagavad Gita. Okay. And at the same time, we will do this with a lot of activities, and then it's going to be an interactive class. Okay. So since the rules have already been explained to all of you, that if you have any questions, you can drop it in the chat box, you can raise your hand, and we will keep the doubt session towards the end. Okay. So without any further ado, we'll start today's session. I'll share my screen to you all. Just let me know if it's visible. Okay. So is my screen visible to everyone? Okay. So let's begin the first session, Gurukul and Vedas. Okay. Now, anyone here, okay, anyone from any one of you would like to, answer what is a Gurukul? In brief, what you know about Gurukul? Even if it is wrong, it's completely fine. You can say, yes, Navika, you can. You can say, Navika.
Olden days, Rishi Murray will
Hare Krishna, say. Hello.
Ma'am, you can hear, ma'am?
Yes, you're audible now.
Olden days, Rishi will teach that
Yes.
Guru.
Yes, Rishis will teach. Very nice, lovely. Okay. Okay, next we will Arijit. Yes, Arijit, you can try. 1 second. Yeah.
A Gurukul is like a school, but not just like a regular school you go. It's
You're
like
a little inaudible. No worries, it's okay. We will continue now. Okay, so I think all of you have heard this term before, right? Gurukul, and we were also introduced to this in the orientation session. So Gurukul is a residential schooling, okay, system in which the Sishyas, students, live with the Acharya or Guru. The Acharya feeds him, teaches him, and treats him one with the family. So, Guru, see, if you break down this term, it comes from two words, Guru and Kul. Guru, I think all of you know, what does it mean? It means teacher, right? Acharya. And Kul, it means family, okay? So, family, or you can say a lineage or a system. So, it's a place wherein the Shishyas, the students, stay with the Guru. Like in the same, ashram, like what happens? All of you go to school, right? Right? All of you go to school? Thumbs up. So when you go to school, you come back in the evening, right? But in Gurukul, what happens? You don't come back in the evening or you stay with the gurus until your training is completed. So the Acharya feeds him, teaches him, and treats him with the family. Gurukul helps the guru, the Sishyas helps the guru in his day-to-day work and learns from his conduct as well. This is the way education was imparted to everyone during the Vedic period and Mahabharata period well up to the 18th century. Okay, so currently we are in which century? 21st century, right? So in the 18th century, you can say around 5,000 years back, we had this Vedic period. That time the Gurukul system was there. Okay. Now, significance of Gurukul. What is the significance? Like, why is this our first topic of the session, or why is, what is the significance of Gurukuls? Veds were the base of the teachings. Veds, okay? Like now in your schools, you have your books, right? You have your subject, particular subject, syllabus, everything. So that time, Ved was the syllabus. That was the basis of the teaching. It was more than just knowledge and skills. The Guru's teaching and the student services was an integral part of the process. Now, it was not that, you just go to the Gurukul and then just learn something and come back. It was a holistic development, okay? A holistic development. Yes, Arijit, you want to say something?
did they also used to teach how to hunt and protect?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you properly.
Do they use do they in Gurukul do they do like hunting and like fighting?
Yes, everything is is taught, okay? This will be covered in the further part. I'll let you know, okay? What were the things that were taught? Yes. So we'll move on. Gurukul ensured that students were trained into all-rounded individuals. So, this will answer your question, Arijit, that they were not just given only bookish knowledge, okay? A holistic knowledge was given to them. So there were two types of training, okay? First one was basic. Now, like if you go to schools, you have primary section, secondary section, then you have your +1, +2. So in the same way, okay, in the Gurukuls also, there was the basic training, and then in basic training, what happened? Students were trained in essential life skills such as cooking, cleaning, and agriculture to help them become self-sufficient. So this was the basic learning. So what was needed to survive, to sustain themselves, okay? I will take the doubts, okay, in the end. If you have anything ongoing, you can leave it in the chat box. And in the advanced teaching, what happened? Now see, in your basic training, the guru would be able to judge that what is the student's particular area of interest, what is the skills. Now, like you all are children now, okay, you're in your childhood period. So you have everyone, each individual who has joined here, all of you are different from one another, right? You have a different skill set, you have different interest. It's not like all of you will become the same thing when you grow up, right? So in the same way, in Gurukuls also at that time what happened, the gurus would, judge, or they would observe the students, what skills they had or what was the area of interest. And on the basis of that, they would further give them advanced training on that particular field. The curriculum was tailored to each student's interests, guided by gurus who understood them deeply. Specialized subjects included archery, military, medicine. So these are examples. Okay, archery, soldiers and all. Like in that time, they were given Dhanush Vidya. Then we had military, the army training, and also medicine, Ayurveda training. All that. Okay. Now, how Gurukuls helped in character competence and devotion. Okay, now we will learn here that how did it help in building the personality of the child. Okay, so first of all, it was simple, disciplined lifestyle. Okay, there was no, there was a particular attire for everyone. Okay, they would have, there was no kind of show off or anything. Even if a person belonged to a king's family or they belonged to a farmer's family, they lived in the same lifestyle. Okay, it was a disciplined lifestyle. What happened because of this? This helped in building integrity, self-control, and responsibility. Okay, there was a sense of self-belief in the individual because of this. Okay, then reverence for guru. Okay, what do we mean by reverence? Reverence means respect. Okay, now if you want to learn something from anybody, okay, be it your mother, your father, your elder brother, your elder sister, be it a teacher, anyone, first, basic skill that is required is respect for that individual. If you have respect for that individual, then only, you will open the doors. You'll open the doors to get in the information or to learn something from them. So that's why there was a reverence for guru, and what helped them instill humility and gratitude. Okay, practical and holistic curriculum. Like I told you, there was a practical and holistic curriculum, meaning there was an all-round, like we discussed in the previous slide, that not, emphasis was not given only on a particular teaching. There were teaching classes, then there was archery and everything. So this fostered real-world competence and wisdom. Okay, because in real world, what happens? Problems don't come as per subjects, right? They come anytime, anyhow. So holistic development was there. Okay, up till here, everything is okay. Am I going fine, or am I too fast, or is it okay? Thumbs up. Okay, lovely. Now, there was spiritual grounding. Okay, spiritual grounding helped in the development of devotion, inner peace, and higher purpose. So what is spiritual grounding? You being connected to spirituality. Okay, it's not that you're just gaining the knowledge, forgetting your roots. Okay, so this helped in devotion, inner peace, and higher purpose. Now, how does this happen? When your roots are strong. Now, suppose when you build a building, okay, you want to build a very tall building. So what will we do first? First, we will build the foundation, okay, of that building. Now, if the foundation of that building is weak and we build a very tall building, then that building, an earthquake will come or anything will come, the building will collapse, right? Why? Because the foundation is not strong. But if the foundation is strong, no matter how tall you become, how far you go in life, you will always be balanced. Okay. And how does this strength or this foundation strength comes? It comes through spiritual grounding when you're connected to your roots. Okay. Next, we have community living and seva. Now, it's like since all the students, the shishyas, they lived together. So there was also this thing, there was a community living, and this encouraged empathy, service, and cooperation. Now, since you're living with so many people of your age group, this helped in the development of these qualities also. Empathy meaning being able to put yourself into someone else's shoes, to be able to understand them. Okay. Okay, yes. Lastly, close to nature living. Now, this promoted sustainability. Okay, since what happened, most of the Gurukuls, they would be situated in areas which were far away from the main town and city, away in the hills or in the forest. So there was a lot of nature also, and this helped. Again, if you're growing in nature and one with nature, it's a holistic development. Okay. Up till here, everything is clear? We'll move on, okay? We'll take your doubts in the end. Next, how Gurukul teachings were advanced. Okay, Advika, you want to say something? Can we unmute him, ma'am? Advika and Vishali. Yes, Advika, you want to say something? Okay, no problem. So, how Gurukul teachings were advanced? Gurukuls taught holistic development, body, mind, and soul, like the study of Ayurveda, ancient medicine. So, okay, this we have covered. Okay, there was holistic development. Learning was personalized by Guru, not one size fits all. This again, we just discussed that not everyone is same. It doesn't mean that, if size 4 shoes fits Arijit, then it will fit a third also. It's not necessary, right? So we all have our different set skills, our different interests. So the learnings were very personalized by the Guru. Okay. Advanced. Wait 1 second. Yeah. Advanced concepts like Vimanas, ancient flying machines, we call airplanes now, described in Ramayana and other scriptures as well. Now, if you all have read or, watched Ramayana, you must know that, when King Ram, he returned back to Ayodhya, okay, after he won again the war against Ravan. So he came in a Pushpak Viman. At that time, so many years back. So advanced concepts were there. Now what do we learn? We learn that Wright brothers has invented the aeroplane, right? But that's not true. We were quite ahead in our times. We had already discovered these methods. Practical skills, self-reliance, and real-world applications were emphasized, not just theoretical knowledge. So, like I told you before, just bookish knowledge was not given importance. If you learned something, it was taught, how to give practical execution to that particular knowledge. So that was Gurukul, okay? And lastly, what we have, developing inner peace, devotion, and higher purpose was a key goal, making education more than just career training. So it was not like, you just go there and then you have to decide a career and then just live with that career. You went there to become a person, to develop as a human being. Okay. Vishali, you want to say something? Vishali? Yes, sir.
Ma'am, what is meaning of devotion, ma'am?
Of
What is meaning of devotion?
devotion, it means, your belief in something. Your strong belief in something. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, yes, both boys and girls were treated equally. Okay, what do we think? Not right now in 21st century, girls are given equal opportunity. No, even that time, long, even in the Vedic period, girls and boys were treated equally. Like today also, we have both females and males joined, right? We have girls also, boys also joined in this particular class. In the same time, there was no. It's same in the same way, even in the Vedic period, both the girls and boys were treated equally. Even girls were given equal opportunity. Girls were taught by Guruma. They had separate gurus, okay, separate gurukuls for the boys and for the girls. Boys were taught by Guru, same training and knowledge were given. No biasness was there. Okay. Examples from our scriptures. Now we will take some examples here. Okay. Ram and Lakshman had two main gurus, Maharishi Vashisht and Maharishi Vishwamitra. Okay. Vashisht served as their royal family priest, while Vishwamitra provided them with advanced martial and spiritual knowledge. So, Maharishi Vishwamitra was their family priest, okay? And who provided Ram and Lakshman the advanced knowledge of archery and everything? It was Maharishi Vishwamitra. You've heard these names before? Okay. Now, Gurukuls which still exist. So it's not like, that Gurukuls have completely vanished or there's no more existence of the Gurukuls. We still have, though the number is less now. Okay. Why? Because they were after, colonial rule and Mughal rule, there was certain colonization. So the number is less now, but we do still have the Gurukuls now. Okay. And one example of your Gurukul will be this also, what you're doing right now, e-Gurukul. Okay. In your through your online mode. Okay. Our Gurukul still stands strong, nurturing young minds and flourishing with knowledge despite centuries of foreign invasions and attempts at destruction. Yes, I'll give you a chance. Just one moment, okay, Aryan? So, despite the destructions of the colonial rules and of the Mughal rule, we still stand tall today and we still have our existence, okay? Our e-Gurukul follows the same values and high quality teaching as a traditional Gurukul and continues to serve with full dedication and honesty, okay? Okay, Aryan. Yes, what's your
What is the meaning of dedication?
dedication means to do something with complete sincerity, okay? Okay, I will take all of your doubts in the end. Okay, now I will not take doubts for some time now because we have to complete the syllabus also, right? We will take in one go at the end. Okay. Okay, Adiji, I'll take your doubt towards the end. Now we will move on to the next topic here. It is your Vedic scriptures. Yes, in the previous, about this, I wanted to mention here. We also, we had our Nalanda University, if you've heard of, okay? Nalanda University, and, it was a very famous Gurukul, and even people from outside, not just Indians, but people from all over the world would come and want to have education from the university. But after the colonial invasion and the Mughal invasion, we don't have that now. But you can imagine, like, it was so advanced at that time that people from all over the world would come here. Okay, like right now, like people want to go to abroad. That time, people wanted to come here. Okay. Now, where were we? Vedic scriptures. So, what are Vedic scriptures now? These are your instructional manuals that guide us. Okay, now, like I told you, in schools, you have your books and everything, right? So in Gurukuls, what did they follow? They followed the Vedic scriptures. These were the basis, okay, on which the entire system was based. It guided us what to teach, what to learn, okay? Coming from Bhagavan by Guru Parampara, okay? And who was the source? God himself, okay? God himself was the source of this knowledge. Ved Vyas ji compiled it 5,000 years ago for this age, Kali Yuga. Now, why, Ved Vyas ji have to compile it? What happened was, Lord Vishnu, he had given this knowledge to Lord Brahma. Then it came down through Narad Muni. Then, it was compiled in written form. So what happened in the ancient times, people had very good memory. Okay. So knowledge, how was it passed down? Verbally. Verbally, the gurus would recite the shlokas, the teachings, and the disciples, the sishyas, they would memorize it. And then they would pass it on. Okay. That's how it was the knowledge was, education was given. But moving on to the yugs, now we are in Kalyug. Okay, you know what is Kalyug? So what happens in this yug? Our memory is not that strong. So Ved Vyas ji, he realized this. He realized that in Kalyug, people will not have strong memory. He has to get these teachings documented. So what did he do? He compiled it. Okay. And now why Vedic scriptures are exceptional? Let's see this. First of all, we'll see what are the types of Vedic scriptures, okay? Okay, do you want me to wait, Advait? I'll move on, okay? So, we have 4 types of Vedic scriptures. Upanishad, Puran, Ved, and Epic. Now, regarding the epics, all of you, you've heard about Ramayana and Mahabharata? Okay. We will move on, okay? So, is somebody wants to say something? Ma'am, could you just check if Advait wants to say something? His hands is raised.
No. You continue.
Okay. All right. So, now, all of you have heard about Mahabharata, right? Okay. So, anyone wants to give a brief, whatever you want to know, you know about Mahabharata. Okay? Yes, we can give Riji the chance here again. Yes.
So Mahabharata is like when the Pandavas were in war with Kauravas, and then Krishna was both team Kauravas and Pandavas cousin. So Arjun asked Krishna to be his chariot rider instead of having his army, while one of the Kauravas, the eldest Kaurav, asked Krishna to have his whole army.
Very nice, Arijit. Okay, so that's correct. It was the Kauravas, and it was a battle between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. We will give Navika also a chance. She can also say. Yes, Navika. You can tell anything, whatever little bit you know about Mahabharata. It's complete.
Because of Draupadi, this battle happened.
That's correct. So, the main reason, like you can see on the screen also, it was disrespect of Draupadi. Very nice. All of you know about Mahabharata at such little ages. That's very nice. Okay. Mihir also wants to say something. Yes, Mihir.
5,000 years ago.
Yes, that's correct.
There was a war.
Yes, that's correct. There was a war.
On Pandava's side.
Yes.
Pandava's war.
Yes, you're completely correct. It was a war between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Okay, so we will, that was a brief about Mahabharata. Okay, now let me just see if I've covered everything between. Yes. Now, what happened in the Mahabharata? Okay, yes, we will continue now. Okay, you can keep down your hands. If you have to say anything apart from Mahabharata, you can keep your hand raised. Anything apart from Mahabharata? Okay, we will move forward. Okay, Lakshita, you want to say something?
No,
Yeah, I have unmuted you. You can say something.
no, by mistake it has been.
Okay, no problem. It's okay. And Navika, you want to say something? Okay, we will also. Shraddha is there. Yes, Shraddha. We will take last Shraddha's. You want to say something, Shraddha?
What do you want to say?
You want to say anything that you know about Mahabharata?
Yeah, she wanted to say that it was written by Vedavyas.
Yes, that's completely correct. It was written by Vedvyas. It was compiled by Vedvyas. Okay.
Hare
So,
Krishna. Hare
Hare-
Krishna, Mataji. Sorry to interrupt. You can raise your hand only if you want to say something, okay? Otherwise, you can raise your hand, okay? Is it okay? You have to raise your hand only if you have any doubt or you want to say something about the session, okay? Otherwise, you have to lower down your hand, okay? It will create distraction in the session. as you see.
Okay, so we will move on. So in Mahabharat, now what happened? Okay, all of you know a brief that it was a war between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. So when the battle day came up, when it was the time to start the battle, now there was this warrior, okay, Gandhidhari Arjuna. Okay, he was in complex. He was confused. He was like, he told Lord Krishna, ki Mahadev, I'm fighting against my family members. Kauravas are my brothers. Then there is Bhishma Pitama. There is Guru Dronacharya, who has given me the knowledge. Who has given me this archery knowledge, and I'm going to fight against them. So he was perplexed. He was completely confused, and he was, he was not sure about fighting the battle, or you can say he was not confident also. So he asked Lord Krishna that what I should do. Then Lord Krishna, what did he do? At that moment, he told him, he gave him the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, they are in total 700 verses in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, and as a reply to this, what to say to this confusion of Arjuna, Lord Krishna had spoken Bhagavad Gita. In total, there were around 700 verses, and I'll just let you know also here 700 verses known as shlokas also, and out of this 574 was spoken by Krishna. Okay, and now since it's a conversation right between Arjun and Lord Krishna, so even Arjun will have certain shlokas or verses or his part of saying, of which 84 was spoken by Arjuna. Then there were other two characters also. If anyone can tell me that apart, see, I told you there were 700, right? 700, 574 was Lord Krishna, 84 was Arjuna. Now there are still some verses remaining. If anyone can tell me, there were two more characters involved. Who knows the answer?
Duryodhan. Yeah, Navika.
Okay, we can say Advait. You can say the answer. We can unmute Advait, ma'am.
Yes, Mataji, done. Advait, you got an option to unmute. Please tap on that. Did you get the option? Advait, did you get the option to unmute?
You can also drop in the chat box, whoever knows the answer. That apart from them, we had two more characters who was like, I will give you a hint, who was listening to, this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita with Arjuna. Apart from Arjun, who was listening to this entire knowledge, or who was witnessing it? Okay, we'll give Shiva a chance.
Shraddha Srinivasan, can you please unmute yourself? You got an option to unmute. Yes.
Sanjaya Dhritarashtra.
Yes, correct. It was Dhritarashtra and Sanjay. Okay, so we had, now Dhritarashtra had only one verse there. Okay, out of the 700, and Sanjay had 41. So this was the complete, we will, and this is our entire syllabus now. Now for the next 3 months, we will learn, or we will see what was this conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. Okay, so this was from my end today. Okay, this was a very brief and introductory class. Okay, I have a feeling I was quite fast. Okay, I'm sorry for that, but we can take your doubts now. Okay, you can raise up your hand. You can drop your questions in the chat box also. Yes, Navika.
One second. You know.
Yes, Navika.
What is Jagannath?
No.
Jagannath. He is a roop of Lord Krishna. Like Lord Krishna has many roops, right? We worship him as Bal Gopal also. So Jagannath also is one such. We have, if you must have seen the one with big eyes, beautiful eyes. That's Jagannath. Okay?
Ma'am, one more question, ma'am. Yesterday we attended Hindi class because we thought like Hindi English combination, but it was more on Hindi because since we don't know much Hindi, so we requested and shift to English batch. So how the attendance will be count, ma'am, for her, because yesterday she didn't join this class.
I think that will be taken care of, right, Shilpi ma'am? It's no, that won't be an issue.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we'll take if you are joining with your name.
Yeah, if you
Namaste everyone. Just repeating one more time, you have to join with your name. Okay. If siblings are joining, then they have to join. Like for example, me and my brother both are attending the session, so I have to join with Akshit and Shilpi. Okay, in order to count attendance both of them. Okay. If you are joining with only one, then it will be count only for one. Okay. We'll count attendance with the name.
Ma'am,
Okay.
but yesterday's attendance will be counted for Navika in case.
Yes, yes. I'll consider that. Now I'll
Okay, ma'am.
write it down.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, ma'am. Thank you.
okay, next we can pick up Vishali. Yes, Vishali.
Ma'am, who is little Krishna's mother?
Who is
Little Krishna's mother.
little Krishna's mother? Lord Krishna, you mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So he, Yashoda Maiya, okay, she was his mother. Okay. Okay. Yes, Shiva, you can. Ma'am, can you unmute? Yeah, Vishali, first, can you mute yourself and then we will unmute the next.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Shiva, you got an option to unmute. Please unmute yourself. Did you get the option?
Yeah, just mute yourself.
Shiva, did you get the option? Okay, please check once. Wait a second. Yes, did you get now?
Yes, yes. Now I think she is. No, she's still on mute.
Shiva, you didn't get the option.
You can drop your question in the chat box, Shiva.
Yes, you can drop your question into the chat box too. Okay?
Yeah.
Is it fine, Shiva? Or you can DM me. Okay? My number is there in the group description. If you want to convey something like, you can DM. Okay? Yes, Arijit.
Did Krishna tell that to Arjun that also your family can be enemies, just that you have to follow good or evil.
No, he did not, categorize exactly that families are evil. When in the coming sessions, you will come to learn, he gave him the knowledge of karma. What is his duty? Irrespective of whom you are against. So,
That's what I was saying. It's like saying, but I didn't know how to say it like that.
yeah, your doubts will get cleared, okay, in the upcoming sessions regarding this fighting against family and all, okay?
Please unmute yourself.
Yes, Shraddha, you can, your doubt?
Yeah, ma'am, actually this is for Shilpi, ma'am. So yesterday by mistake I joined with my name, and later on only I found that instead of my daughter's name, my name had come, and I had renamed probably around 30 minutes after the session. So just wanted to bring it to your notice so that you can count her in for the attendance.
Okay, okay, Mataji. I will count her attendance. Okay. Her name is Shraddha Srinivas.
Like, since my office will also log in, right? It logged in using my name actually.
Okay. And what's your daughter's name? May I know?
Shraddha Srinivasan. That is my
Okay,
daughter's name.
okay, Mataji. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Okay, we will move on to Syojanya, if I have pronounced your name correctly.
Yes, Sojanya. Please unmute yourself.
You must have got an option. Yeah.
Mom, I'm Siddhartha, ma'am.
Okay, then from next time, no, just join with your name. You can get this renamed.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is Kauravas are best? Is Kauravas best or Pandavas best, ma'am?
See, we cannot tell you who is best or who is not best. It was the war between dharma and adharma. Okay, so the one who was on the side of dharma, of righteousness, okay, they are good. Okay, if you are uh, thinking on the basis of power and everything, it's always the dharma who is more powerful. And you can see Lord Krishna was on whose side? On Pandav's side. Okay. So it was a fight between the dharma and adharma. So you can, in that way, you can understand, you can comprehend yourself that who is more powerful here. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, and again, no, we will fight, no, ma'am. Suppose there is dharma and dharma, no, ma'am.
Hmm.
In
Can
that,
you,
that war, one man who will die, he can whenever he wants to live or not live, he can live in. Who is that, ma'am?
you mean to say whoever wants to leave the war at any time?
No, ma'am. Suppose one member is dead in the war.
Hmm.
Then he if he want to live, he can live. If he not want to live, he could not live on earth.
Okay, on earth, you're saying. Okay, so now that completely depends upon the deeds of that person, how his deeds were. Okay, if after his death, if he will continue to live, where will he go? That's a completely different thing. That completely depends upon his deeds. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Sai Punapuli. Did you get the option? I have.
Hare Krishna, Sai Kanapuli, you got an option to unmute. Please unmute yourself.
Good evening, Didi.
Um, Good evening, Hare Krishna. Yes. Who is this speaking? Yes. Okay.
Good evening, Didi.
Good evening.
Yes. Who is speaking? Yes, Sai.
It is
You can say. Yes, Sai. Is Sai's video stuck?
Sai, you can speak with your off camera too. Okay. If you are having network problem, then you can speak with off camera. Okay. Till then, we can take Amrutha. Yes, Amrutha.
Ma'am, yesterday we also joined with our mother name, ma'am, about attendance, ma'am.
About?
We joined with our mother name, ma'am. It will count for attendance, ma'am.
Yes, that will be taken care of, na Shilpi ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I will take care.
Okay. Lakshita. Yes. Yes, Lakshita.
Ma'am,
Yes, Lakshita.
as in Bhagavad Gita, they told we should, like, dharma has been fighted with adharma. How we can relate it in our life?
That's a very good question. See, in your early, in your day-to-day life also, right from the time you wake up till your day gets completed, you have to make a number of decisions. Every small, little, small decision, big decision. If you want to relate it to your day-to-day life, now, suppose you woke up, okay, in the morning and now you see that your mother is not well, okay, she has to get down from her bed and she's finding it difficult, so you can go and help her. Now at that very moment you have to make a very quick decision. Should I help my mother, but I'm getting late for school also, so should I help her or not? So what will you do? Will you help her or not?
You will help.
You will help. So that very moment, that little thing also is dharma and adharma. Okay, that small in your day-to-day life also, you have to make big decisions, small decisions. That's how you can relate to your day-to-day. Okay, we have big examples also, but small examples are also there, many.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, Shiva, I'm just giving a chance once more. Yes, Shiva. Did you get the option now?
Shiva,
Shiva? Hare Krishna. Okay, she's not responding. Next is Aryan Roy.
yes.
Yes, Aryan.
Ma'am,
Yes.
who won the war?
Who won the war? So Pandavas won the war at the end, okay? That's like a, so the, how to say? It wasn't a suspense. Yes, say?
Ma'am, Krishna's mother is Yashoda.
Hmm.
Krishna's mother is Yashoda.
Yes. Then even Devki Maya was there. She gave birth to him, okay? But he was raised by Yashoda Maya. If you have read about Lord Krishna, he was born in a jail. He was, his parents, Devki Maya and Nand Maharaj, they were caged. They were, since, there was a prediction that Kans, his uncle, will be killed by Krishna. That's a whole different story, about Lord Krishna. So he was born in a jail. So to save him, so that he does not get killed by his own uncle, he was his father, he went and then they did not raise Lord Krishna himself, but he was raised by Yashoda Maya. So he has two mothers, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Arijit, you have another question? Yes, Arijit.
So, teacher, how many so like the bad guy who trapped Krishna's real mother and father, how many did he like used to kill the babies born by the mother?
You mean to say the bad guys as in
Whoever
Mahabharata?
he is, yeah, whoever he is.
Like, I did not understand your question completely.
That guy who captured Krishna's real mother and father.
Okay, you were asking about Kans?
Kans, Mama.
Yes, Kans Mama. He was a bad guy. Okay, he had this prediction that he wanted to never, he wanted to be Amar. He did not want to be dead. So there was a prediction that he will be killed by the eighth child of Devki. Devki was his sister.
So,
So
he killed like 7.
yes, he tried to kill all of them, but he could not kill the seventh and the eighth. Seventh was Balram. Okay, if you've heard of Balram, he was Lord Krishna's.
Where did Balram go? I only
Well-
saw Krishna going to Yashoda Maya. So where did Balram go?
Balram is also with them only. He is I will get this confirmed, okay? Where exactly did he go? But there are certain instances we know where they are, but I will get this confirmed, and tomorrow in tomorrow's class I'll tell you exactly where
Okay.
he
bye.
was raised by whom, okay? Okay. So Lakshita has another question. Yes, Lakshita.
Ma'am, is Radha and Krishna were married, and do it's a real story in scriptures and books?
See, it is a real story, but they never got married, okay? There are reasons why they could not get married, but they had a very special and very pure bond. Okay, Radha Krishna. Their names are also taken together, Radha Krishna, till today. Okay? Yes, Aryan.
Ma'am,
Aryan? Hmm.
I did not I forgot to of this lower hand, ma'am.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
have
No,
any question.
no problem. Yes, Advait, you have a question? You must have got an option to unmute yourself, Advait. Okay, in the meantime, I'll take Oppo. So from the next class, now you can join, you can rename your name.
Oppo CPS 2706.
Yes, you can
Yes.
speak for now, but from the next class, you can rename your name, okay? Yes. You can ask a
Okay,
doubt.
ma'am. Ma'am, who is the Balram's parents, ma'am?
Who is?
Balram parents.
The audio is not clear for me. I'm not being able to understand. Could you comprehend, Shilpi Mataji, if you could tell me what is the question?
Ma'am, who is
Balram
Hare Krishna. You can type it. Yes, please.
Can you
Once more.
repeat your question?
who is Balram parents, ma'am?
Balram parents is also Devki Maiya and Anand Maharaj ji. So they were, he was elder brother of Krishna and the seventh child. So Kans Maharaj, he could not kill the seventh and eighth child. Okay, and I will get this confirmed that who raised Balram. Okay, was he?
Hare Krishna. Can I answer that
Yes,
question?
yes, Mataji.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna. So, I have heard the story in e-Gurukul. So, it was like that Devki Mata conceived her seventh child. Okay, that was Balramji. Okay, so when after some time, with the help of Maya Devi, Krishnaji ordered Maya Devi that please, what is like, have you heard about surrogacy? Then Balramji was transformed into Rohini Mataji's uterus. Okay, for some time.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
Rohini, in short, Devki Mata conceived Balramji, but with the help of Maya Devi, Rohini Mataji gave birth to Balram. Okay, that
Okay,
was
ma'am.
the story. He was the seventh child of Devki Mataji and Vasudevji. Okay, and with
Okay,
the
ma'am.
help of Maya Devi, Balramji was given birth by Rohini Mataji. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks for clarifying my doubt.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So I think this answers Arijit's question also. Okay, so Balram, he was Rohini's Mataji. He was raised by also Rohini Mataji. Now, yes, we still have some time. We can. Amruta. Yes, your question? One moment. Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes.
how many slokas are there in Bhagavad Gita?
So in total, there's 700 shlokas. 18 chapters and 700 shlokas.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, anyone else? Shiva, we are trying to unmute you, but if you could just see.
Hare Krishna Shiva. Did you got the option now? Did you get the option now? Can you unmute yourself?
You will see a mic on screen.
Yes, yes. Okay, Hari bol.
Yes,
Yes, there is.
finally. Yes, Shiva, your question? Hmm?
Yes. Okay, Shiva, just a second. You have to tap on that option once more, okay? Yes, Shiva, you can tap.
Yes,
Yes, fine.
it's
Now you
fine.
can speak.
You can say you want to ask some question? Or like, did you mistakenly pressed on the raise hand?
Shiva, do you have any doubt?
Ma'am,
Yes, yes,
Yes,
I can
yes.
hear you.
ma'am, I am actually Kriti, but I got the unmute option. I got this lot of times, ma'am.
Okay, what is your name?
My name is